ever just not known what to say? Like, at all?
All the time.
Can you imagine what that would feel like if you were doing a live radio show?
I would feel stupid.
It's funny you say that, because that's the feeling I struggled with when I was in that position. There were times when I just didn't relate to the content of a show that I was on. And it wasn't, I'm not trying to downplay it. It was just different. And I just didn't relate sometimes. And I would know, like, okay, here's a moment where I should say something. I got to put something in here. And I would just be blank, like genuinely blank. I don't know what to say to that. And I think in getting so much practice over the years and having conversations with different people, different walks of life, different experiences, different everything, I've become a better conversationalist. So when I'm being social, it's way different now for me than it was years ago before I had that experience. I've always been socially awkward, but it used to be much worse. And it hasn't happened to me in so long that I forget the feeling until it does happen when someone says something and it's so left field that I don't even know where to go. It kind of similar to when the pool guy was like, sorry, you're not on the show anymore. And it was like, I had that feeling for the first time in a while of like, this is awkward. I don't know what to say. But there's not obviously thousands of people listening and pressure on you to talk. And that's the other thing. It would be so much pressure for me to talk and just say something all the time. But there are times when you just genuinely don't know what to say. And you feel stupid for not knowing what to say. And then the more you just try to fill in that space with anything because you feel like you have to say something, you feel even more stupid. Because you listen back and you feel like, what? Why did I say that?
To me, it happens to me in work meetings when I haven't been involved in the prior conversation and they add me 10 emails later as if I'm supposed to know what the hell this meeting is about. I don't know why you added me 2 minutes before the meeting starts, but okay, I'll act as if I know what's going on here until they ask a question and I have no idea what to say. Because obviously I was added later on.
That feeling when you just stuck, especially in like a meeting, and it's your turn to speak, and you just got to throw something out there. That feeling is probably horrifying for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like public speaking to me because and I hate public speaking, obviously. And 9 out of 10 times, I don't know these people in the meeting. And here I am, I think, looking stupid. I try to find words that relate to the conversation, but most of the time I have no idea what it's about.
That makes me wonder how many people fake it. How many people just say something? Because I think
everyone fakes it till they make it, kind of, sort of.
Especially in Zoom meetings, because who's really paying attention, right? Until they force you to put your camera on so they can see you suffering.
Right.
But I got so used to that I just fill it in now. And I did it in a meeting the other day. I had no idea what was being said, what to say. And I just filled it in. And people were like kind of clapping, like, yeah, right on, Mo. And I was like, damn, this radio thing has really suited me. It's really helped me in life. But for real, imagine that you get these I used to get this feeling all the time because I used to love, in fact, when we had relatable content, when it was like content that was in my wheelhouse, when I could dance a little bit because I felt like that's when I was at my best. And that's what you can expect. But then we'd end up always going right back. I always used to say I'm playing an away game here and y'all don't give me any grace for it. And that's cool. Then the other day I thought about that insult, one of the insults that we got in the negative reviews of the podcast. And I don't remember any of them except one. It's one that it's been lingering. That? The person who says I'm a nice guy, but the podcast doesn't have any substance.
What exactly do they mean by that?
That's what I wish I could ask.
What substance are you looking for?
What is substance? What does that mean?
What is your definition of substance?
Substance is not necessarily about opinions or difference of opinions. It's about value. It's about depth. It's not shallow, right? Do you just talk about, and that's what made me mad though.
Well, a lot of people are shallow.
Well, yeah, but of course. But what made me mad was I'm assuming if you're listening to me at that point, especially with a negative review, you were listening to me from listening to me in other places. You were listening to radio where fart jokes were flying. No, there was fart jokes getting off, and you were probably laughing and enjoying yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you were laughing at things of that, or maybe you were digesting the same exact content over and over and over, nothing really new, nothing with true depth. And then you came to my podcast and said that there's no substance here?
Well,
but that's what you were listening to before?
Was the comment from, well, obviously, I don't know if we know the time frame that they left that comment, but it could have been as soon as you kind of started Patreon and people were just being nosy. So he wasn't a true listener.
Well, fair enough, right? The people, it's funny because the people who leave negative reviews always take more time to leave the review than they do to actually listen to the podcast that they're reviewing. So I'm never tripping. I just think it's funny. Like, I really just thought about that randomly and felt the way. Like, you used to really listen to fart jokes and anything else that was said. But you came here and decided that I don't have any substance here. I have listened to hundreds of podcasts. I haven't heard another podcast that gives everyone a moment. And I also feel like every podcast, I go in depth about life stories and life things more than most. So to tell me I didn't have any substance, especially with what your palate says that you like, I was just a bit confused. Am I off there?
No, I don't think so. And if they're still listening, please leave us a comment and let us know what your definition of substance is and what you're looking for in a podcast.
Please do. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. And in just another example this week about why we should never listen to anyone about anything, because most of the time, life will show you they have no idea what they're talking about. Even when they're a doctor. Shout out to Dr. Fauci and all of the employers who forced us to get shots when we didn't want to because we would have gotten fired because y'all thought Dr. Fauci and the media knew what the hell they were talking about. Once again, they didn't. We were left without substance. Welcome in the moment.
I'm in the moment. Stay in the moment. Yeah, hey, look, check. I'm in the moment. They try to hold me down, I just re-up and then I just reload it. Yeah, hey, look, stay in the moment.
This is episode 305. I am your host, Moement. My co-host, the producer, is riding with me as always. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, but I'd feel better in Miami since you said 305.
305. Word up. Shout out to Miami. Hopefully everybody's feeling good in Miami. Yo, what happened last week when Dr. Fauci got in front of the Senate and said and just decided he was going to plead the fifth?
I plead the fifth to 111 questions.
He pled the fifth to all 100, didn't he?
He did.
And I'm not shocked by this. I saw the headline. It wasn't the most disgusting headline I've seen this week. We'll get to that in a second. But I'm sure everybody had feelings about seeing Dr. Fauci in front of the Senate pleading the fifth. What were your thoughts before I get into mine?
I was hurt.
Yeah. You felt violated, right? Lied to.
Yeah.
Are you getting emotional?
Yeah.
Why? Speak to it.
I don't know if I can.
I'm sure a lot of people share your feelings, though. Do you need some time? Okay, let me give you some time to collect yourself, because I know this was sensitive for a lot of people, and it was sensitive for me. Don't let these jokes fool you. I really felt the way about getting that shot. I'm going to just come out and say it. I did not want to get that shot. I was vocal about getting that shot. I didn't understand why we were getting that shot. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. But at that time, nothing made sense. Nothing made sense to me, and I don't know how y'all felt, but I was lost in the sauce with the whole COVID situation, but I knew I was being lied to. I just can't tell you when, where, how, and I can't pinpoint it, but I know when I'm being lied to. And the thing is, that was one of those times in life when everything was happening in real time, And the information was constantly changing. So when people would say do research, what exactly were you supposed to research? The information was coming in real time. At first, it was, all right, we don't need masks. Then what happened? All of a sudden, we need masks. Then they said it was a surface thing. Don't touch anything, you'll be fine. Then that wasn't really it. Then it was if you wash your hands for 25 seconds and sing happy birthday to yourself, you'll be fine. Then when that didn't work, it was 6 feet. That was the magic number, right? We all just stay 6 feet away from each other, we'll be fine. It was constantly changing, and the answers would tell us something different every time we got a new one.
Yeah, it was like, at least living in New York, you would look forward to whatever the update was. I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning every day to see what would happen. And like you said, it would be something different every day. Like, oh, it's okay. It's not going to spread. Oh, like, wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. It was back and forth with wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. It's okay. You can go food shopping or stay home if you can. Whatever the update was. And then I think something that was mentioned. Did you actually watch the videos or some of the questions that they asked him?
I did.
And I think there were his emails. I'm not sure if it was his emails or whose emails they were, where they said, like, this is actually deadlier than they thought.
Yeah.
And they weren't announcing that to the public. And a lot of people.
A lot of people lost their lives.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people close to us, a lot of people we love dearly. I remember being in situations, and I know I wasn't the only one. We were losing people, and there were companies acting like it just wasn't a big deal. That was happening all over. Oh, I'm sorry you lost your grandmother. Can you jump on this Zoom call? No, I can't. What are we doing? And they knew. They knew. They always have more information than they lead us to know. They always have more information than they tell us. We're always left in the dark. And I guess if nothing else, I'm trying to be somewhat of a voice of reason for the people who don't have one, like you, who can't speak to it right now. It's a lot of pain in that. That was such a difficult time for all of us. But for a lot of us, the residuals that were left behind still affect us every day. And you can't just know that that many people are suffering and are going to suffer and just have this information and go to sleep at night. I still don't know what the answers are, right? Everybody assumed that this had to be some type of contact from an animal to a human. Now we got lab leaks. That's not exactly what happened. Fauci appears to know way more than he's leading on, which I think a lot of people believe. However, of course, he's saying that him pleading the fifth is more because it's political than it is that he's guilty. I believe him as much today as I did yesterday. What are we supposed to do? What a time, though, right? We learned so much from people at that time also, from all of these different companies, all of them, every single one of them, big companies, small companies, some of the managers, the way you handled this said a lot. If you force people to take this shot when you knew they didn't want to, and you gave them no option, it was either that or they weren't going to be able to feed their families. They were going to lose their jobs. So many of us were forced to do this. On what information? On what? What did we even know?
It's like they were just guessing. They didn't know how to make it better. And it was just trial and error. And
with human life.
And we were all just guinea pigs. Because I was also forced to take the vaccine, and I waited till last minute. Every time last minute. And then they would give us extensions, and I would wait until they were like, okay, no. Like, even though you work from home, you represent this company. So they're like, my position was work from home since I got it. However, because my check was stamped with this company's name, I had no option. I had to get the vaccine, and if I didn't get the vaccine, I was going to be fired. And I mean, we don't know what the side effects are yet, but I mean, sometimes I think back to the issue I had about 2 years ago around this time when I had that like health scare where I wasn't able to get it. I couldn't move. And they're saying it might be a sign of lupus, but they don't know. They still don't know what the hell I have. But it's like, okay, was it because I was stressed out at the time, or can it be because of the vaccine? We don't know what the side effects are. And many people go through different health issues. I think I was reading up on it, and I think it said that some people have cardiac issues, and that made me think about you. You know, the issues that you have with your heart. How do we know it wasn't associated with the vaccine?
We don't. We absolutely don't. That's the part that makes me angry. I'm trying my best not to allow it to affect me today because it's affected me enough. And it's like I always say, God is listening with a sense of humor. The moment you say, all right, I don't want things that I can't control to affect me anymore, now this news comes out. And I immediately start thinking to myself, the first thing I thought was, wow, in a world where I was Kyrie Irving, these companies were Stephen A. Smith. And if you don't follow sports, that's to say they absolutely destroyed Kyrie Irving for not wanting to take this shot. And that was a lot of us. Very vocal from the beginning. I had no desire to take this shot. I did not understand why anybody was in a rush to take this shot. Y'all got people on TV eating fries and burgers to try to give us some incentive to take this damn shot.
Oh, yeah. I think they were giving ice cream coupons or something.
Come on, man.
Donuts.
What are we doing? People that can't sing or singing to me? Now you got me researching the difference between Pfizer and what was the other one?
Moderna.
And Moderna. I can't call it.
Do you remember which one you took?
I can't even remember. Like, I really...
Do you remember the COVID, like the little
card?
vaccine card?
Yeah, the
that
little
you had?
vaccine card.
Well,
that became your new license.
I was about to ask you, did they ask for that in Atlanta? Because Atlanta and New York had two completely different
Atlanta was
experiences,
outside.
right? Because I remember seeing people from New York fly out here in Houston. Like, that's when the Houston pool parties... I don't know if that's when they became a thing or it was just on social media, all these people out in the pool on top of each other.
Outside.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. Georgia let the gates open very fast. And I was in a position, I didn't want to say too much, a lot of politics involved, but I thought that was extremely fast. We care so much about these businesses, hell with these lives. What happens to the businesses when there's no lives? Exactly. I didn't see one business thriving in the I Am Legend movie. Not one business was thriving. If there's no people, there's no business. But they were putting business before the people. Meanwhile, we got grandparents and parents that are dying. But make sure you're on that Zoom call. Yo, it was just handled so bad. But we really learned what these companies think of us, what people think of us, what the health industry thinks of you, what your job thinks of you. Right? You had family members that was telling you if you don't get the shot, you can't come over.
Did anyone say that to you?
I think so. I remember that was a thing, right? You had to come to the party. The only way you came to the party is if you had your little vaccination card. Y'all was bugging off this shot. I'm sorry. It was so many people just believing it.
I think me and my nephew were the last two, and it was because we waited till the last minute when I don't even remember if my nephew got his. I think he was willing to quit his job. Even after we lost my dad, like, he was like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, everyone else in my family, because we lost my dad, then my uncle, then there was so many people that we lost. They were like, oh, this is going to save people, so we're going to do it. But
listen, I was so last minute that I went to the last place that you could go. I went to Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Wow. Were there lines? How was that handled?
That's what I'm saying. That's how I know I was the last person. There was no lines by the time I went. Mm-hmm. Everybody had already got it. I literally waited. I was the last person at work, last person in my friend group. I was the last of the Mohegans, for real. And it had to get to the point with me where they told me, you have to do it because they wanted everybody to be back in studio. And if I was literally going to be the only holdout. Of course.
Yeah.
As always, there's me, the only holdout, the only one that now I'm being difficult. And I'm not saying anyone said this to me. I'm just saying this is what you feel.
But that's how
the pressure of it.
Yeah, that's how they saw anyone that didn't get the vaccine. And okay, like I see why they forced you to get it because you had to go back into a facility to work around people.
Right.
Me, my position was work from home. I never had to go into a facility. If I did, it would be once a year for a meeting. That happened maybe 3 years ago. The meeting took 20 minutes. There were, I don't want to say where, there were barely any people in that building. What sense did it make to force people that worked from home by themselves to get a vaccine?
0 sense. And I don't want to judge anyone else because I hate when people say what they would have done. And I don't even want to give myself grace in this because if you're going to stand on business, stand on business. But the only reason I didn't walk away from my job like a lot of people did was because at that time, it truly felt like I was in a position to really, finally, my dreams were attainable. I was so close. I was right there. It's like I had one of those jobs to where you waited your whole life for this moment. Is this when I'm going to walk away? Granted, there's reasons you want to walk away a lot, but to me, this was worth it. If I had any other job other than what my dream job was at the time, I am walking away. There's no way in hell you're getting me to take that shot. And I regretted taking that shot. To this day, I regret taking that shot. But when I walked away from taking it, I did not feel happy with myself at all. Even though I knew in my heart I was forced, I always feel like in the back of my mind, you still have a choice. There's that voice that says this is going to be scarier. You're going to have to be a lot more brave, but you can say no. And it just, the pressure of the position that I was in, I said yes. And for the rest of my life, I'll never know if gout, if my heart problems, if now I got all of these joint issues I've never had in my life. Like, I'll never know if that's really 40. Is that getting older? Or is that damn shot? Was that the Moderna that's really taking? I'll never know. Right? Like you could say, oh, you get old to have. I've played basketball, football. I've boxed. I've done it all. I never got hurt. That was one of the better things about me was my availability. That was my best ability. I never got hurt. Now I can't move. I ain't even go pro. Why can't I move? Why do my joints hurt like this? We'll never know. This is some scary shit. And once again, we got some big head old man staring in our face, lying to us, telling us bullshit. And we got family underground. We got bodies we now no longer have control of. We might have done something we can't undo. And this man just sleep at night in his beautiful home. And if he ain't the reason, it's somebody else doing it because I don't know who it is. I don't know. I don't know.
He made billions off of that.
Billions.
Or maybe millions, but he made a lot of money.
Billion sounds better. I got to throw some humor in here, man, because some of these people are not human. Like, I don't get it. So many of these people just sleep so well at night, just lying, just out here lying, killing people, if you will. I don't know. I didn't even expect to get this deep into it, y'all. My bad. Producer crying and shit. I didn't know this was going to happen. My bad.
One last thing.
Yeah.
When I first heard about it, I remember I was, at the time, I had 2 jobs. I was at one of my jobs and I read something briefly on it. And I was like, oh, they're trying to, population control. Because I had heard, again, I don't know how true this was, but this was in December of 2019, that there was a facility, a hospital that was full of patients and it was spreading quickly and that they bombed that hospital. Everyone in that hospital died. And to me, it was like, is this some type of population control thing that's going on? I got scared as always. And then I didn't hear about it, and then it became a thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. There's the flight that had the doctors and scientists on it. There's the hospital you're speaking to. And this is not a political podcast. If this is your first time ever joining, this is not a conspiracy theorist podcast. If you can't tell that from the way that we reported on it, then then now you know. But this did come across my feed and obviously touch my heart, and now I know it did the producers as well, as I'm sure it did everyone who's listening. COVID was a time for all of us, regardless of how you maintained and survived, and I'm glad we're all here today. But obviously the residuals left behind this situation is something that we are struggling with and don't know if a real struggle is even coming. We don't know what's next. We don't know what we were forced to do to our bodies. And I just thought in today's world, we didn't live like this anymore, but we do. And it goes to show you, they control you right in your face. You could be the most woke person you want to be. They do it right in your face. They figure it out.
Yep.
They figure out a way to do it, and we fall for it every time. And a lot of that is not joining together. But that's a conversation for a whole nother day. Shout out to everybody who is still here. Shout out to everybody who lost loved ones. Shout out to everybody who may feel like they could possibly be struggling from the shots that they were forced to take. Shout out to all of y'all. You know, yeah, I think about your dad. I think about my grandmother and the thousands, if not millions, of people who have been lost or have been affected by this. It just really sucks. And I hope justice is served. Okay. In transitioning to something lighter, one of my really good friends sent me a video last night that I came across this morning. I don't have any context at this moment. All I have is this video. Now, this has been one of my best friends for the majority of my life. He has a birthday coming up in a couple of days, and we are supposed to be going to Vegas for the weekend. He sends me this video, and he tells me to take a look at it. We're going to watch the video together in real time. The producer has not seen this video either. This video appears to be, and allegedly, of course, a video of my good friend in a wife beater and black shorts in his kitchen with another man. And it seems like, I think there are two women in the kitchen as well. You can see one of them. I believe that to be his wife, allegedly. I don't know. And it seems like there's a bit of an argument. And then there's a takedown. Now, I think you can guess.
I need to watch this again. This is like the fourth time I'm playing.
Yeah, I watched it 20 times. So take your time. I'm sure you can guess from the video, even if you are an audio listener, that it's my friend who's doing the taking down. Because if it wasn't, he would not have sent this to me. So my friend, he did the old school, put the one leg behind his two legs, grab him from the front, and he swept him, and he put him on the ground. Now, the video is really grainy.
Who is that? Is that his brother?
I don't know. That's the thing about it. I have no idea who this man is. It doesn't look like his brother. That's what I thought it was at first.
Doesn't he have a twin?
Yes. That doesn't look anything like him.
Oh, okay.
And that's not him either. It might be the friend who he went to Florida for. Remember?
Oh, yes. Okay.
It might be him. But this apparently was last night. This was on a Sunday night. This video came in at 3 a.m. And he said in the text, when I tell you that I need a vacation so bad, I have to get out of here, bro. And this is the video I got. So obviously I said, what the hell happened? Why are you fighting in your kitchen in front of your family?
Why was it only 9 seconds long?
It was a quick fight.
How do we know he didn't get up and did something back?
Because he put him in the oven. Did you not? He packed homie up, put him in the oven. I don't know what happened. What would happen at this age between you and someone you obviously invited into your home to make you put them on their back and pack them in the oven? He told me that I have to wait for this story. He said I can't tell you right now. I got too much going on. I have to tell you when I see you. And I said, okay. So that's all the information that I have. I suppose we have to wait till next week for more. When I said Fauci and COVID was not the most disgusting headline that I witnessed this week, it's shocking that it wasn't, but it wasn't. And I'm bringing this up because, unfortunately, it hits close to home with me. And I realize that there's something involving this situation that I have never said publicly. And now is the time. I need to get this off my chest. DJ Envy of The Breakfast Club.
Oh, my God.
Who does this show along with Charlamagne the God, Jess Hilarious, and Lauren LaRosa. For some reason, on this really big broadcast, DJ Envy started speaking to the fact that he and his wife bathe each other, and when she bathes him
every day.
I don't know. See, these are the details again. I don't know if it's every day. I do have a clip for you, so we'll see exactly what he said. But he said that she goes in his ass in a way that he has never gone before.
To wash your ass, yeah, it's definitely not gay. But
yes, I used to be the type of guy that didn't, quote unquote, get up all in there. You know, one day me and Gia, this is a long time ago, we take showers with each other. We wash each other. Yeah. And one day she got up all in there. And I'm like, whoa. And then I realized I'm supposed to wash my ass thoroughly and correctly. So ever since that, I'm like, I wash my ass. But you should get up all in there. You don't want stinky ass. She did it, and I was like, oh, I have to get up all. I wasn't thinking. I was just like, the wang, right. Keep it moving. But now I
imagine how long before.
That's crazy. Like, don't they have kids? How do you not know how to wash your ass?
How do you not know how to wash your ass as a grown man? That is the question we are here to answer today. It's disgusting that you don't know how to properly wash your ass at this big age. It's even more disgusting that you didn't think it was too disgusting to tell us.
Like, are there ratings, though? What's going on here?
Well, however low they are, they too high for this shit. If 4 people is listening, it's too many people for you to be up there talking about how you wipe your ass with your wife. What are we doing? This is the same kind of content that homie used to laugh at, whoever left me the review saying I don't have substance in my podcast. This is the kind of content I'm talking about. This is morning show content. And y'all come from that and then come here and say I don't have substance?
Ew.
Are you kidding me? There is no world in which, as a man, you don't know that you have to wipe your entire ass. You know you got to do it after you use the bathroom, I suppose. Don't you?
So I'm assuming he doesn't use baby wipes.
This is how I know. Ladies, y'all are out here, when y'all say, oh, I don't like when men say, choose better. This what I mean. Choose better. Because I'm going to tell you how I know that ladies out here wilding with the men y'all choose. I started listening to the Joe Budden podcast. Mona from the Joe Budden podcast came out and said after she heard this clip that this is common. And then Joe backed it up.
DJ Envy told the world that he didn't know how to properly wash his ass until his wife showed him how to wash his ass.
I think that's common.
Huh?
I think it's more common than people are going to act.
Yeah, I think it's common for people to, especially men, to learn like good hygiene tactics from their significant other.
This shouldn't be common. Why is this? What do you mean this is common? Now, in my journey, yes, you pick up a few things from a woman or two, like maybe putting face cream on. Moisturizer. Using face wash. Right? Maybe you learn how to deal with your pores a little better.
Eye cream. I
use avocado eye cream now. That's something you say you learned from your lady. Not wiping my ass. That's, no, in no world. Why is this common? What do y'all mean men out here don't know to wipe their ass?
I guess not.
Same way these men that's not using wipes. Some of y'all listening right now, your man don't use wipes. He's crusty. I'm sorry. That is dirty. That's disgusting. And if you a man listening and you don't use wipes, don't get on your podcast and tell people. Just start using wipes right now.
They even created dude wipes. Maybe men didn't use baby wipes because it's like, oh, that's for a baby. Now they have dude wipes. Like, come on.
That's how bad it is that they had to come out with grown-ass man wipes because it's okay for the grown-ass men to wipe your ass as well.
And they probably charge significantly more for that just because of the way they market it to men.
Facts. I still use baby wipes. I don't care how old this ass get. I'm still going to get the baby wipes for the low. And why didn't she divorce him? I thought
she had more than one reason to divorce him.
Listen, I am not a fan of divorce, but I thought it was bad when she stayed with him after he admitted to the entire world that she had never had an orgasm. You are not giving your wife orgasms and not wiping your ass? You have to pick a struggle. There's nothing to envy about this. You can't do both. No, wait. Before, because you always leave the joke. Before we get serious, what do you mean a man with a dirty butt can't give you an orgasm? I thought that's the only reason you stay with the man with the dirty butt. Okay, now I'm done. Did
he publicly tell everyone that he cheated on his wife? I don't remember how that went, but
I think I want to say he got caught. I can't remember if it was an admission or not. I think it got hot in the kitchen and then he admitted that it was true.
Because he was publicly apologizing to her on the radio every day to try to get her back or something along those lines.
Yes.
Yeah,
I forgot about the cheating part. Damn.
Remember?
Throw that in there too.
The reason why he thanks Tyrese for his marriage because he reached out to him after, I guess, his wife agreed to meet with him. And Tyrese serenaded them. I think you've seen that.
I have seen it, but I forget about these things because they don't be that important to me, to be honest. But I'm gonna remember now because this is a trifecta. When you cheat, can't give the orgasm, and your butt stink, like it's not. If Tyrese is the reason you still married, those are not the signs of lovemaking. For real, this is insane to me, and I'm only really bringing this up because I used to work with Envy. I worked with DJ Envy for about 5 or 6 years, something like that. And I worked very close to the Breakfast Club. I used to be in the Breakfast Club in the studios damn near every morning. And this is where I really started to gain some of my radio chops, if you will. Now, I didn't really get close to Envy like that. I hung out with Charlamagne a little more than I hung out with Envy, but I would see him in passing, and I'm glad I didn't get too close. Especially now that we have this newfound information. He is constantly telling us way too much. I miss when people kept things in the group chat.
I wonder if he washes his hands after he's done using the bathroom.
It's funny you mention that. I miss when people had secrets. I missed when people shared things with their spouses and not their followers. But since we're here, when I worked with the Breakfast Club, dirty, huh? Charlamagne had a bodyguard. I don't believe that they still work together today. I don't know. The only reason I'm giving information, still all alleged, is because he went viral and he did this to himself. So it's not like he can run from it. Some of you may remember this viral moment. Some of you may not. But this was about maybe 7, 8 years ago. This went viral, I believe. He admitted this on a live broadcast to L'Oreal. Some of y'all may be familiar with L'Oreal, especially in Atlanta. She was doing a podcast with him at this time, and this was his admission.
Yo, you shit in your hand, bro?
With tissue. Are you telling me that y'all just let the doodle fall in the toilet? Y'all don't catch it every time? Yo.
I am about to leave, bro. My nigga.
I've been catching my shit all these years.
Nah, I'm more disgusted than I feel like I can't continue.
So y'all just sit there and shit come right out. No way.
What happens if you got the runs or something like that? Yo, what do you do then?
That shit, you wash your hands. Why do you think people wash their hands?
Now, if you're like me, you need a minute. You need a second to process what you just heard and what you've just witnessed. Let me tell y'all firsthand, I know this man. And when I very first heard this, I prayed it was a joke. I prayed that this was just for content. And I thought to myself, damn, they taking it really far to get some listeners. But the clip went so viral that at the time, I'm like, good for homie. Glad for them, man. Good for them. They lit. You know what I didn't think about? I used to get this man a 5 every morning.
So you're dirty by association?
I shook his hand every single morning. There was a time in my life when that was my morning routine. I woke up, I went to work, I did my job. At some point in the morning, when the Breakfast Club was done filming, I would go meet him in the hallway and we would go take a walk. I ain't gonna tell you what we did on the walk. It's not your business, but we go take a walk. That was my morning routine. You know what that means?
What? Oh, I think I know what you guys were doing.
Put it together.
Ooh,
Oh
you
my
are
God.
dirty.
I am sick.
You need to go wash yourself in bleach.
Nah, for real. Nah, now I'm glad I took the shot. Nah, for real. It had to have. That's disgusting. Can you imagine if you were friends with somebody and y'all hit blunts together, hit walks together? Y'all used to touch palms all of the time. We almost lived together. Mm-hmm. He was buying a house at some point in Jersey, and I was looking to move, and I was going to be his roommate, and he was in there shitting on his hand.
So he never asked you, how do you take a shit?
That never came up. That never came up. And at that time, I'm late 20s. He's late 20s. Because when this happened, he was in his 30s, I want to say. So you've been shitting in your hand for 30 years. And when people that is, but people don't know, people don't have home training. I don't remember anybody teaching me how to use the bathroom. I'm sure my mom did it at some point.
I think, yeah, when you're being potty trained, you're likely learning some habits.
So where you learn that one from?
Exactly. We don't know how everyone is raised. So
no human is raised being taught to shit in your hand.
Actually, there was, and that's him.
He was raised by baboons. Clearly, that's the only species that does that. Like, what other species? We've had toilets for how long now?
You know, I don't know where he was raised, where his family comes from, but I know in certain countries, when we travel, you see don't throw toilet paper in the toilet. So there's different habits. So again,
okay,
we don't know.
In other countries where you can't put wipes in the toilet in this country. In other countries, you may not be able to put toilet paper in the toilet.
Yes.
Before there were toilets, there were outhouses, right? You would do your business in the ground.
Yes.
And at no era that we have ever heard of. In no country, there's no laws. No one in the history of life has ever heard of catching your feces with your hands.
Okay, well, how about when you're walking your dog and you have to pick up after your dog? Obviously, my dog is not pooping into my hand. There's pooper scoopers for that, or you pick up after your dog with the whatever bag it's called.
You ain't CD Lamb. You ain't diving for the, you know what I mean? When it comes, you let it hit the ground. You always let it hit the ground or the toilet. Wherever your situation, even if you got to get out the car and you in the middle of the highway and you know what I mean? You still let it hit the ground like a normal human.
Well, clearly he was raised differently. And I wonder how his first shit was after this experience.
Who raised you? His very first one? He probably caught it.
This time.
That boy, he should have played football. He didn't even make it pro because I know he used to play football. And I don't even think he played receiver. That's what's crazy. I think he played lineman, but he clearly got hands.
So like she said, like what happens when you have the runs?
He said he washes his hands. That was his answer. Oh, he was like, no. His answer was, why do you think people wash their hands? That's the reason.
Do you remember how his nails look? Like, that's disgusting.
Absolutely nasty.
They were a bit longer than almost non-existent. They could be stuck in the, ooh, that's nasty.
His nails didn't look the worst, but at the same time, he's hired security. So I'm not really expecting him to be manicured up. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting for him to have guacamole on his eyes or have proper skincare. At the same time, I didn't expect the man to be out here catching his feces. I tell you what, though, Charlamagne could pick security. Because anybody that's catching his shit is catching whatever beef come your way, and I feel like you safe with him. He'll catch a bullet. If you'll catch your shit, I'm telling you something. That's it. Y'all hearing me? For 30 years, he was catching his shit. If nothing else, that's mad extra work.
Like if there was no bathroom available, since he's so used to just catching it, he doesn't need a toilet bowl.
Exactly. What's the point of the toilet? That's the point. You're defeating the point of the toilet. You said he gonna catch it and put it in the toilet. Then what'd you catch it for?
I don't know.
You playing hot potato with your shit for nothing.
We should try to get him on.
No, we shouldn't. He's not gonna touch anything in here. Absolutely not. I don't even know how you let him in your house. And it's kind of it's ironic because we're not friends anymore. Nothing ever happened between the two of us. It was something that happened between me and someone else that caused him to stop talking to me. This man stopped talking to me. If I had this information, he wouldn't have got the opportunity to stop talking to me. I stopped talking to him long before. But that story has kind of followed me. Me and homeboy, Shitty Hands, we stopped talking, and I was hurt by this, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I was hurt because I thought that was my man. And at the time, I was trying to start a podcast. I was really trying to get my media business off the ground. We kicking it all of the time. I see this dude every day, right? I'm serious, too. Why? None of this is jokes about the fact that I seriously think about the fact that I touch this man's hand every morning. Like, I don't think anybody other than me, when I tell y'all that I have the worst luck in the world, this is what I mean. I am not referring to spilled milk, y'all. I'm referring to it's only me who ends up finding out that someone whom I used to shake hands with every day catches his own shit with his hands. Who else would ever go through this, right? There was another guy that worked at the job at that time. I really can't remember his name, but let's call him Kamal. Then you got my other guy whose name is Ant, and you met Ant. He came to my first show in New York. I think you met him.
Yeah, I think I did. Great
guy. I love that guy. And him and I hit it off. And he was the first person to tell me how to deal with a flare-up. Because he had gout back then.
Okay.
So me, Ant, and Kamal were all good friends and used to hang out. It was only Ant and I that ever ate lunch together. Kamal didn't eat lunch with us. He would see us, yo, but he never ate lunch with us. It was always just Ant and I. This particular day, they had food catered to the company. I used to help with the food. So I got first dibs on the food. I was one of the first people to get in line. One of the things about companies, especially big media companies that have a lot of money, when they finally do cater to the company and order some food, it's funny to me how all of the people with the highest salaries are the ones that run and line up to knock people over to get to the front of the line. I always thought that was hilarious. So it was nice that some of us on the lower end that didn't get a lot and actually was struggling to eat got to go first. I get the food, and in getting my food, I think of Ant and I get him a plate. Obviously, I can only carry 2 plates. I'm thinking I'll get one for my man. Don't think anything of it. I bring the plates back to Ant, and we sit at the table. I'm like, where we gonna sit? He like, we gonna sit right here. As soon as I do that, Kamal walks by and goes, oh, word, you couldn't get me a plate? Word, it's like that? So I'm thinking he's joking. I'm not really thinking much of it. I'm like, we kind of laugh it off. We go on about the day. That was it. The next day, I come into work. I do my morning routines. I used to have a morning check-in where I would go around everywhere to see, well, first do my job and see if there's any mail to be picked up. But secondly, I would say what's up to everybody I spoke to on my route. One of those stops was the engineering room. That's where Ant and Kamal and the rest of the people worked in that room. I go in this room. It's about 5 people in this room. Early morning, I say what's up to everybody like I normally do. Yo. They like, oh, what's up, Mo? Da-da-da. I get to Kamal, and he goes, nah, ain't no what up. We ain't doing no what up. So I'm like, huh? And again, thinking he's joking, because we joke like this sometimes. Ain't no what up. What you saying what up to me for? You know what it is? I have no idea what this dude is upset about. Not even a clue. To this point now, I think I'm being pranked. So I look at Ant and I'm like, what's up with your man? I don't know. I think he's still feeling away over that plate of food. Y'all, everything inside of me went, there's no way in hell this dude is serious. Like, I know for a fact that he is not in here with a full-blown attitude because I got Ant a plate and didn't get him a plate the next day. So I say something joking back like, I know you ain't acting like a bitch over no food. Still thinking we joking.
That's what I was about to say.
He get up and go, a bitch? Who you talking to? Like so now it's like, oh, he's dead ass. This is not a drill. And I'm like, oh, you really mad? So he like, yeah, I'm mad. Like the nerve of you, how you gonna bring Andrew? You gonna bring me a plate? I see what it is. It's like that. And he called me a bitch again and it could be on. Mind y'all, we are at work. Like we next to the computers, the equipment, all of that. And he really on some, it could be whatever. Now, y'all know my motto. Shout out to 50 Cent. I don't want no problems. But if somebody want a problem, that ain't no problem. So I ain't gonna let the man just talk to me crazy. I'm not in the business of that. At the same time, I'm not about to fight at work when this is how I feed my family. Which at this time, my family being me. I'm like, yo, fam, I don't know what you on, but if you really want to come get some smoke with me, we can do that outside. That's not a problem, but we're not doing that on company time. So he go, then let's go get it then. So I realize now in this moment it hits me. I have just been challenged to fisticuffs over a free plate of food. Like, what?
He must have not liked you from the beginning, and he just found anything to have a problem with you.
Yo, that's the story of my life. I really believe that people just don't like me, and they wait for their time, and they never find a good time because I never give them a good enough reason, I guess. So he chose this moment. So I looked at Ant, and I was like, I promise y'all, I still think we're joking. It's just my mind wouldn't allow me to accept that he really wanted to fight me over a plate of food and we're not dating.
Would you joke on him constantly or no?
Nah.
Because I feel like sometimes people just be, like they just catch an attitude and like they're just fed up.
As much as you would think I was a jokester like that, I really wasn't. I was, but I didn't joke on people directly to their face.
Like, what are those? Was that the moment of what are those or no?
Nah, that wasn't really my style. Don't get me wrong. I joked my friends. Yes. Like, but what I'm trying to say is not as much as you would think because I'm a comedian. Not like that. Not like way more. My friends joke me more than I joke them. Usually I keep it to 1 or 2 jokes for their like 5 or 6 because the 1 or 2 get it done.
Yours are deadly.
Yes. So I'm aware of that. And I treat myself like a boxer, right? I know that my hands, they can be lethal. So I don't use them as often. And I try to be sensitive with my friends. I really do. I know that sounds crazy, but I really do. Now that I'm older, at that point in my life, not when I was in high school or something, you was getting it. But so at that point, he gets up from out of his seat and there's other people there and they like, yo, y'all got to take that outside. So I'm like, there's no y'all, but not a problem. So he walks out the door. So I look at Ann, and Ann is like, yo, don't fight this dude. I said, I have to. This is kind of like the jail thing now, where I walk in, everybody sees him talk to me like this. And then if I don't do anything about it, I'm chump. I'm the soft guy on the block now. Everybody's going to think I'm like that. I have to do something. This man just questioned my whole manhood over it wasn't even that good of food. That's the thing. It wasn't even like a plate worth fighting over, but whatever, right? So I walked out. Now, you got to walk down this long hallway when you walk out of this office. And he stops halfway. I don't know if his adrenaline wore off or if that was the point when he realized, oh, we really about to fight. Because sometime in life, you doing all that macho camacho stuff, and then the moment comes when it's like, okay, no, we really about to fight. And you could see the reality just kind of kicking in somebody's eyes when they're not really like that. So I kind of saw that look. He stopped and he slowed down. I said, no. Oh, no, baby. We got to carry this through. We got to see this out. So I kept going. And when I kept going, he kept going. So now I'm walking in front of him. So now I'm putting a little pep in my step because he's behind me, right? You can't let the ops get behind you. But I get to the point where I can see through the mirror. We going through these see-through glass doors. I get through the glass doors. Now this is an important part of the story. There's a lady, I don't want to say her name because I love her, but she used to work at the front desk. And she loved everybody. She was mama to everybody. This is where she hurt me. Now, mind you, this same lady, fast forward a few years down the road, called me a couple times to ask me for money. And I love her, so I'm not saying that to make her feel bad, but I am saying, I'm not going to lie, I thought about this moment. I did. This is one of the moments I thought about. Because when we got into that hallway, now the only people who can see us is her and the cameras at this point, the angle, because we're right in front of the elevators. I hit the button. I'm waiting on the elevator. We going to go right to where me and Shitty Hands be walking every morning. It's a little alley right there. I know the exact perfect spot we could go to. And in my mind, we go over there, we get the 5 minutes in over the plate, we come back and go to work like nothing happened. He might have to call out for the rest of the day. Might not look the same, but I'm coming back exactly how I left. That's how I got it pinned out in my head. Right? All right. I press the elevator. Bing, boom. I'm waiting. As I'm waiting on the elevator, he kicks the door in. He's coming right at me. He's walking directly towards me. So I turn and get into a stance, self-defense stance. He grabs me by my shoulders and tries to push me against the wall. So he grabbed me, I grab him now. He's a lot heavier than me. So in his mind, I'm sure he assumed he was stronger than me. He tries to push me against the wall. My back foot is already down. I press my back foot and I push him forward. Now he's going forward. Now he realizes this skinny kid is a little stronger than I thought he was. So now I got him against the mirror. I push him against the mirror. I thank God that mirror didn't break because I thought it was. It didn't break. I push him against the mirror and I'm like, yo, don't ever put your hands on me. Something like that. Like, what are you doing? I'm asking him, we going downstairs to fight. Why would you grab me right here?
Right.
On camera, in front of the secretary. We still on, work property. So I'm more like, what are you doing? And he's got this face, and then once I grab him and slam him against the mirror, he goes like that. And then I go like that. Because now I realize I'm thinking, okay, it's cameras. I don't want to look like the aggressor. And then he walks back inside. So then Aunt comes out and goes, what was that about? I said, I don't know. I thought we were going downstairs to fight. Now the man done went back inside. So I'm like, what should I do? He's like, yo, bro, just go take a breather. I said, all right. So now I go outside, I take a walk, and I'm thinking to myself, what have I just done? When I go back inside, I'm already told that they're going to call me into the office. So now people know. Word has gotten around. I try to go to my office. It's like 2 or 3 people coming to the office already. What happened? What happened? This is where you could say I was wrong. Maybe. I still go back and forth in my head about this. I told them what happened. I told them the truth. In my mind, I already know this is getting back to my boss. The cameras already caught the fight. It's not like I could say nothing happened. So I got to tell the truth. That's what I do best. I started telling the truth. I said, he got mad over a plate of food. He threatened my manhood. I told him we can go outside. He grabbed me before we could get there. That's what happened. I didn't think anything of it. And they was like, that's over a plate of food? I'm like, yes. Now, let's pause there. Was I wrong for not bringing him a plate of food?
No, you were nice for bringing the other guy a plate of food, but I can see the comment, like my friend would be like, bitch, so what? I'm not your friend? You can't bring me a plate of food too? Obviously, I only have 2 hands. So, no, I can't bring 3 plates of food. But to be that mad to fight someone, I think that's a bit excessive.
While I agree with you, I also feel like if we sat together, I would have understood him feeling away a little more. I still wouldn't have been that much of a bitch about it. But I would have understood a little more him feeling like, damn, so why I got to be the one that don't get the plate if you choose between the two of us. But he literally never ate lunch with us, not one time. So why would I think to bring you a plate of food instead of the guy that I literally sit with every day?
It's like he was just looking for a problem because he didn't like you. So this was the perfect opportunity.
Well, he got it. He got all he signed up for. And I think a lot of the time also because I just don't come off like that to people, they think I'm soft, especially in a work environment. I'm not coming off like that. I'm not trying to be on the tough guy stuff. All that he was doing, I was so shocked because that wasn't our relationship. We never even showed each other that side of us. And he got that mad. And so when the word eventually got out, I was called into the office like I knew I would be. And keep it funky with y'all, I ain't want to lose this job. I was in a good spot. I was in a good position, let alone I was close to radio, which is what I ultimately wanted to do. I told my boss what happened. Told him the truth. Same thing I told y'all earlier. He asked me, did I feel threatened? Did I feel, was I afraid to walk around? I told him no. I wasn't. I'm not afraid of anything. That's what happened. And he said, okay. And I didn't know what was going to come of the situation. Well, what ended up happening was they let him go because they reviewed the cameras. And that's what they told me. They said, we reviewed the cameras. He clearly put his hands on you first and you retaliated. And so they let him go. The story he told was, I don't even know. Honestly, to this day, I don't know the story he told, but I know it wasn't that because everybody after that treated me like I did something wrong, like I was a snitch. That's how I was treated, and that's what I was told by one of the people who didn't just take his side, because he was there first. That's the other thing. So he already had a rapport and camaraderie and relationships with a lot of the same people I did, but he knew them first, and he got his story out first. That was a valuable lesson for me. A lie get around the world before the truth could even put his shoes on. I learned that day because everybody knew the story immediately. I also learned that it's usually the person that's lying that runs to tell the story first to get ahead of it. And that's exactly what he did. He told everybody that I'm a snitch. I started the fight. I didn't want to fight. And then I told that he put his hands on me and now he's getting fired and can't feed his family. I'm like, dog, what?
Thank God for those cameras.
The cameras told the truth, but people don't care about the truth. Nobody ever cared. The Breakfast Club went on air and told the story as if I was a snitch. Y'all got the cameras. They right there.
Wait, they spoke about the situation?
On air. As if I did something wrong. Didn't never call me in the studio, talk about it. Never asked my side of the story. Stop talking to me in person, in real life.
Because they were cool with him?
Yep. And he did that bitch ass move, yo. Like for real. I was so tight, but I wasn't the type to walk around trying to defend myself. Y'all, this is what really happened. Ant knew what time it was. Till this day, me and Ant talk about that. Like, I can't believe he went out like that. Over a plate of food.
What, was the food even good?
No.
Where did they cater from? Do
And
you remember?
It was free. They used to get good food. Let me not front. It was probably something decent. They had chicken and rice and stuff like that they used to get. But yo, you're not even my girl.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
You wailing like we dating. I never understood it. And if you really wanted to fight, he would have let us go outside. He know where the alley at. He used to be there with us, allegedly. He know. But you didn't let us get there. Why? Why did you put your hands on me where the cameras are in front of the lady? Now, the lady that saw it, I ain't gonna lie, she held it down. But when I say held it down, not for me. She said, I ain't see nothing. Oh, now you saw him put his hands on me first. You saw that, but she ain't want to say that.
Oh, she was trying to protect him.
Yep. She didn't want to pick a side. But I told her you picked a side.
And you're asking me for money and for other things?
Bingo. You still want me to help you promote your book? You want me to see this is what people do? I'm telling y'all, this is how it goes. And I don't tell these stories. A lot of the times I don't. I keep them to myself. Well, sometimes I can't. But a lot of the time I just choose not to. I never told this story in its full. But that's what really happened. I highly doubt. I don't know this. But I highly, highly doubt she reaches out to him for money today. Or has ever. Highly doubt it. Or has ever reached out to him to help her support her book or her journey. But when you had a moment to support me, you chose to support him. She claims she didn't take a side. But you did take a side.
Because she was a witness.
Yes. And you saw that man put his hands on me. And I'm literally the guy that's trying to say, let's go outside. I didn't want him to lose his job. I know he got kids. I don't want nobody to lose their job over no damn plate of food. It's a little fight. I grew up fighting. I've been fighting my whole life. It's nothing.
Do you think that affected you when you lost your job there?
Hell yeah. 1,000%. I believe that played a part in it.
So then, yes,
you know
she
what?
is... she shouldn't be asking for anything because she could have stood up for you.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And of course, they're not going to say that. And what I learned later in life was I probably had a lawsuit, to be honest. Be honest. I probably did. I didn't know. Young, stupid, ignorant, not realizing what situation I'm dealt with. I just wanted to keep my job. Fuck that
passed
job.
The statute of limitations, and that's why it's no longer one?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Because somebody put their hands on me on company time.
An engineer at that.
Yeah. And if they couldn't fire me. Even, like I never thought about that. It took years later for somebody to tell me, boy, if they'd have fired you, you know how big that lawsuit, boy, they couldn't fire your ass. If anything, you were supposed to quit. I said, damn. I ain't quit over the Pfizer shot. I ain't quit over the Moderna. I ain't quit over this. Hey, I'll be missing it, y'all. I'll be missing it. Sometimes the blessings come in ways you don't ever see them coming, but that's what really happened. And Charlamagne and I haven't been good since. Me and Shitty Hands stopped speaking after that. He stopped speaking to me.
They were all cool with him.
Yeah.
They were closer to him or had a different type of relationship and chose sides.
They all took his side. Soft. Capital T. I'll never forget that, man. I thought they were my friends, especially Shitty Hands. I really thought he was my friend, like for real.
If there was actual footage, how was that your fault? If anything, be mad at your friend for being an idiot and doing that on company premises.
That's how I felt. But people don't care about the truth. They never care about the truth. The truth is never important. It's no different in every other situation I've ever experienced in my life. They never care about the truth. They care about the drama, the messiness of it, and they just gonna run with whatever narrative they hear first. And that was the first one that got around, was that the thing is, you ever think about how somebody else told the story? Because I go through that a lot. Like a lot of these people that y'all think, oh, here I got beef with. When I know the truth, I just wonder, like, how did it sound? Because I can't see myself going to people and being like, y'all, I'm fired. What happened? Man, I got mad, right? Because this dude ain't bring me a plate of food. He gonna bring another dude a plate of food and not me. This your boyfriend? Nah, I ain't gay. But anyway, so yeah, I'm mad or whatever. So I tell him we could go outside. And then he like, okay, let's go outside. And then before we could get outside, I choke him on camera in front of people. And then they gonna fire me. And then everybody said, yeah, fuck that dude. Like, how did you tell the story?
I think his story went along the lines of, nah, fuck that dude. It's not even worth it. Why? Because obviously he can't tell the real story. Because he's gonna sound like a bitch.
Yeah. And so they lie, they fabricate, and they only tell the part that they want you to hear. That's what people do. They are masterminds at it. But you talk about learning something about someone that you didn't know that changed the complete perspective of how you look at them and how you see them. This was that situation for me.
Well, I mean, if they really wanted to go back and see what the real story was, I don't know who would do this, but they could go into the video footage to see what happened.
They won't and they don't. Obviously I think it would have been beneficial to my career to have a relationship with Charlamagne, whom years later somehow ran into this guy that I used to do this show with and told the guy he didn't recognize me or remember me from anywhere. To this day, I don't know if he was lying. I don't think he was. I think Charlamagne really told him, I don't recognize him, which is crazy. I worked with you for 5-6 years.
Do you think you look different from when you worked there?
No. You've seen pictures of me? No. No. I look the same as I did when I was 6. Like, it's me, bro. Like, I've been out with you. This was beyond work. I've gone to bars with you. We've watched Cowboys games together. I've showed up to a lot of your events to support you. Let alone when I worked for you, I brought you mail every day. And he told him, and then here I am now. You would think you see the understudy, right? Oh, God, this dude used to be in a mailroom, and now he's on a top syndicated morning show, and the head of the show sees you on vacation and says, yo, he said he used to work for you, and you see this young black man, because everything about you is black excellence, right? Everything about you is black success.
Isn't that the name of his network?
Literally. Yes, right? So you do all of that. You see this black kid come up from the mailroom to now, not on your show. He went and found someone else's show. We ain't really competition because the show I was on, very, very different from your urban show, right? So you would think there would have been a little bit of, I'm proud of that dude. Nah, he act like he ain't know me. Then when I seen him,
he's still, I don't want to use the word salty because of, what's another word for salty?
Interesting choice of word. Hot, feeling away in your feelings.
Okay. He's still in his feelings about what happened with his friend because who knows where he landed. And
True.
like, damn, like this is where he's at now.
Who? Oh, I see.
You
I
get
see.
what I'm
I
saying?
see your
When
point.
he bumped into one of your colleagues.
Yeah, he can help his friend if that was the case. But I'm sure his friend is doing all right. He was an engineer. You know, I'm sure he found another engineer job.
Yeah, but I don't think in what world does your story happen? Do you get what I'm saying? Most people that start in a mailroom, or not most, I don't want to. A lot of people that start in a mailroom don't end up being a co-host on a major show.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And maybe he did feel away. I don't know, but it didn't feel. It just didn't feel very genuine. The way that maybe you really don't remember me, and that's fine. But I doubt it because I saw him again when I went to support his network, the podcast network, and he looked at me and he looked at Keon and didn't speak to either one of us. And Keon worked with him for a lot of years too.
So he may just be that snotty type,
maybe.
Or he has met so many people in his life that he doesn't remember everyone.
Maybe. Honestly, I don't know which one is possible because I'm not the guy that's gonna go up to you and try to remember. Like, yo, you don't remember me? I'm not doing all that. It's just be about what you say you're about, but most of the time the people in this industry are not. Social media, radio, all of that shit. They are not who they claim to be. People are fake, and when you meet them in person, you find that out. But you got this whole thing called the black effect. My black ass was affected a lot by your actions. When you went on air and talked about it, when you act like you didn't know me, you knew who I was that day when you was spreading the lies and shit that happened about me. That's when I knew the Breakfast Club ain't do no research on what they was talking about because y'all got the camera. Play the footage, if anything, just like I did with Money earlier. Play the footage. You got it. That ain't what happened. Tell the truth. They don't care, though. And I think he's the first person I ever heard say that a good story don't care about the truth.
Yeah, that's one of his...
The lie get around the world before the truth, right? Don't he always say that?
That's his go-to.
So and now we see why firsthand. But yeah, that's what happened, and that's how I ended up losing those relationships and those friendships. But the Charlemagne part of it, it is what it is, right? You don't get along with everybody you meet in the industry, and you know that it's unfortunate, especially when they look like you and they act like they support people like you. But as far as the other relationship, I think it worked in my benefit that I stopped shaking that man's hand a lot sooner than I probably would have. So thank God for that. But shitty situation and a very shitty way of handling it, if you will. Oh man,
we're like 1 hour and 25. 1 hour 20, 25.
Yeah, it's time to get up out of here, but this was great. Another great story along this journey of mine, and I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Before I go, brand new t-shirts, brand new merchandise available now.
I was about to ask you about your shirt. Can you show us the sleeve a little bit? Because I see it says, what does that say?
It says Moement.
Moement.
If y'all can see that. Yeah. Brand new shirts. I got a few lined up. This is the Moe and Mariah Go Back Like Babies and Pacifier shirt.
It's cute.
Thank you. I have a me and Mariah also if you want it to be you and Mariah and not me and Mariah, but I'm Mo. So
and it says In the Moment Podcast.
Yep, In the Moment Podcast, all brought to you by Mo Mitch. Brand new t-shirts. We got a lot of different shirts for y'all to choose from. So check out the merch. We'll put the link up at all of the descriptions on all of the media platforms that y'all listen to us on. And I think that's it. That's all I got. I will give y'all a moment before I get out of here, as I always do. That moment, was there ever a moment in your life when you learned something about somebody that you were once friends with and you just could not see them the same after?
Probably plenty of times. I feel like it's just a disappointment, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like everyone probably goes through that.
I feel like the older you get, the more you realize everybody is just a person. Like, never confuse the image of someone with the reality of who they are. The people we admire are usually just people whose private lives we don't know yet. And the more you learn about people, the less you'll idolize them. Everybody has something they hope never becomes public. And the biggest mistake we make is believing people are one thing instead of many things at the same time. And the moment that I want to share today is this. If you live long enough, life has a way of humbling all of us. And the goal is not to avoid being humbled. It's to develop the kind of character that will survive it. And I don't know what kind of character survives you catching shit. But I'd imagine really, really tough character. I have certainly caught a lot of shit in my life. I've caught a lot of shit in this industry. I have caught a lot of shit on this podcast. But I have never caught my own shit literally.
Are you going to try?
I am absolutely not. Cheers to the friends that we lose, because sometime it was the best thing for you. All right, y'all. Try not to catch too much shit this week. Next week, bitches.
You got me wanting to want you, but I don't think you like me like that.
Copy.
I might as well get on with it and move on to the next. But if we're being real, that's just not my style.
That's what they all say, shorty.
How do I get you to want me? Get you to want me, babe.
You can't force me to love you, girl.
How do I get you to want me? Get you to want me, babe. Want me, babe.
I told her, shorty, I'm not the guy for you. Ain't gotta lie for you, all I gotta lie for you. Ain't had to try for you, so it's a buy for you. Find you somebody willing to die for you. Let them cry for you. Find a bold you, cause I won't hold you. I can't hold you, cause I'ma fold you. Now that's a crease that you gon' struggle to drive, it's just the least. Now she tryna cuff me, somebody call the police. Hit the brakes on the cake, we barely could get a piece. But I done learned my lesson from being loyal. Tell you that they love you to break you and try to spoil you. Find they leftovers for reasons you in it for you. Now she don't call you, make you think that it's all you. I ain't tripping, I've accepted it's the game. Now I'm all about these bills, ain't no feels, ain't no change, it's just